In this session, I would like to go and take an opportunity to go and share what I have experimented on using this Kendo UI validator library. I'm actually working on a project, and this project name is called Experiment Check Duplicate using Kendo UI. What it is actually trying to go and do is that it will have a web form called adm@student.axpx, a web form that you see here. I have already provided some data entry for this web form. You notice that everything is actually done nicely. So when I click save, these information will actually be saved into the database table called student using the AJAX data transmission technique. Okay, means that when I click the save button, let me click it right now, you notice that yes, the server side has already successfully received the information and saved it as a new record inside the database. But at the same time is that I would like to go and highlight is that there's no refresh effect. Why? Because there's no refreshing effect, because it is using AJAX technique for this add record logic here. So let me check the database. If I check the database, you notice that I'm showing the student table here, and if I click the refresh button here on this table, yes, I have the Selena record being created. So this experimentation is not really focusing on the adding of student record using the AJAX technique, right? It is more on leveraging on this work for me to go and explore the concept of dynamic duplicate record checking. What I mean is that, let's say that right now I would like to go and refresh this web form. I go and refresh this web form. So right now it is empty. So if I enter Selena, and if I enter Selena at emu.com, notice what happens if I lose focus from this email text box and move on focusing on the mobile contact text box. If I click on it, you notice that there's a email Selena at emu.com cannot be used because it is already found inside the system. If I purposely click provide 1, right, you notice that the error message has been removed. If I actually put it back again, you notice that the error message appears again. So I have already coded some JavaScript in order to go and log, right, what is actually happening inside here. You notice that the JavaScript is actually keep on calling a method inside the code behind file. The method is actually called let me see, it's actually called check student email availability. This one, check student email availability. It is actually a web method. It's actually a web method. So what was happening was that the Kendo UI was actually trying to go and set a rule that every time when the user actually leaves the text box, right, if the user actually leaves the text box, please call this check student email availability web method within the code behind file of this web form, right, in order to go and inspect whether this email already exists inside the table. If it exists inside the table, then need to go and immediately tell the user that, hey, this email has already been inside the table. You may want to go and key in another one, or you may want to go and find out why, right? So after I've practiced using this one, I also try to go and practice again by checking mobile availability, or checking whether the mobile number has been duplicated. So let's see that let's say that I copy this mobile contact that belongs to the jet record, and I come back here and I put in like this. So if I leave this text box, and go for the full name one, you notice that here it says that the mobile cannot be used because it is already found inside the system. So you notice that here also got checked, right? Say that also got checked saying that, right, that mobile number cannot be used anymore. See that? So I actually used a lot of console.log. I actually use a lot of console.log in order to go and output information inside the JavaScript console window when I use Chrome to go and test. So for this project, right, what I have really done was that I tried to go and learn how to go and save record using the AJAX technique. That one is actually quite straightforward after several times of practicing encoding. Then I continued to go and explore how to go and use the custom validation features of the validation engine library that belongs to this Kendo UI in order to go and do dynamic validation. Right, dynamic validation in order to go and help provide better user experience to the user, and at the same time is that I'm also learning how to go and use the client-side jQuery to do AJAX call, right, to the server-side C# methods that I've coded, which is actually this one, all the C# methods like check student email availability, check student mobile availability, right? So a lot of practicing was involved here, and while I'm actually doing this, I also face a lot of problems, and when I face a lot of problems, I try to go and log down inside a Word document. Like for example this one, just now while I was doing recording, I found out that the tooltip messages all went haywire. You notice that the messages are displayed at the wrong location. Right, so it took me quite some time to go and figure out by checking the official website, by checking what went wrong, and I found out that I did not use the name attribute for each of my input tag. Originally it was just input type equals to text, ID equals to txt mobile contact. I did not use the name attribute. So originally I found that I got missing this span element there, but after I put this one in based on the instructions given by this website, it does not work also, right, until I found out that I have some missing attribute for other tags as well. It took me quite some time. Confirm that I'm very sure that days later I will definitely forget. That's why I have a very simple readme file here. I also got other problems such as like data transmission technique, focusing on how to go and pass data when I click the save button. I have various problems, right, but every time when I try to go and solve a problem, I also try to go and make an effort to go and write it down somewhere so that I can immediately recall, right, what went wrong last time. So this is actually just a very simple sharing of what I have coded inside this experiment check duplicate using Kendo UI. It is actually a working project, and this project works with a database called weba_student management DB, right, which has the course table and the student table only. So thank you very much. Thank you for your time for listening to my sharing of my experimentation work.